Welcome back to Unfiltered. Tragically, crime's on the rise around the country. With Democrat leaders unwilling to act, it's more important than ever to know how to defend yourself. Joining me now with some self-defense tips is Chief Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor. He's a guest on the show before, a good man, Gracie. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. We've seen some really horrible videos, people being attacked in their places of work, on the street. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You have some basic self-defense tips for our audience if you can't get away and you're stuck?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dan. Honored to be here yet again. But unfortunately, on this situation, talking about a very tragic situation that happened in Phoenix, Arizona on June 4th, Maria Coronado was working in a cell phone store when a man enters the store, goes behind the checkout counter, punches her in the face. She loses her balance, falls to the ground, curls up, and protects her head while the man stands over her, throwing countless strikes to her head. Then he stands up and starts stomp kicking her from a standing position, and she's curled up on the ground. Eventually, he leaves to the back of the store. She gets up and gets to safety, but not without several lacerations and potentially bone broken in her face. So she didn't get away without injuries, but she survived in the situation. She did what she had to do to survive. But people are out there asking, what can I do in a situation like this? What can someone I love do in a situation like this? So we want to share you 3 critical safety tips. And it's all based on the concept that we've talked about before, Dan, which is whoever manages the distance manages the damage that can be done. So the first tip is environmental obstacles can be a resource to you. So in this situation, when the man enters the store, if Eve is here, what she can do is use the checkout counter, or it could be a car, it could be a table. And as I'm moving, she's moving around the obstacle, so you have something between us, so I can't even access Eve. So what this is doing is buying her time, right? Buying her time to plan her escape, to assess the threat, and ultimately get to safety. So using obstacles to maintain distance between you and the attacker can be an incredible tool. What's the problem though? What if we can't maintain the distance? You're in a store, confined space, maybe there is no large object that you can use to maintain that distance, and the attacker closes the distance on you. If you don't know what to do, you're going to put your hands up and back up and be at the end of their strikes. So as I approach Eve, watch what she does instead. She closes the distance, and now she's clinched against me right here. Now freeze. By being this close, Dan, she neutralizes 95% of the power of my punches, because these are just flailing arm strikes, and they're not going to be effective at knocking her out. So she'll get bruised, but she's going to get out safe and sound. Now from this position, Eve's already assessing where's the exit. So watch what she does. She can pivot in the clinch and then push off and make her exit. And because the exit was on her clock, she controlled the timing. She also controls the amount of damage that I can do as she makes the exit abruptly and surprisingly to me. So you're in that clinch, stay tight, keep your head close, circle, look for your exit, then push off and disengage when the time and the opportunity presents itself. But problem, you get clipped, you lose your balance and fall to the ground. Boom! If you fall to the ground, the natural tendency is to curl up, turn away, and protect yourself. Now again, this is human. Protect your face, fetal position. The concern is that the attacker has full control over the distance of these strikes. So while Eve might stop 1 or 2, if eventually the strikes start coming through, or in the case that we saw here, they start standing and stepping and striking, there's nothing that restricts my distance from here. So check this out. When Eve is up and she loses her balance in the fight, she falls down. Look what she does right away. She wants to keep her legs between her head and the attacker. She can strike, breaking his knee here, pressuring his knee. He's moving in a circle. He can't get access to her face. And when he attacks, she stops my hips. She dropped me into stage 1 of the punch block series. And then from here, what is she doing, Dan? Managing the distance and managing the damage. And people don't understand this. This is called the guard. And it's the secret weapon of Gracie's Jiu-Jitsu, because it allows you to maintain on the bottom control, not getting punched, saving energy, and burning the attacker's energy all the while. Problem, what if he gets past your legs? And he is over here. She's going to turn, block, and shoot, and get right back to the guard. So the rule is, and then from here in future classes, Dan, we're going to talk about how to get away, scoot away, get up, potentially strike again, and then ultimately get back to your feet and get to safety. But what you have to understand is just because you're on the bottom of the fight doesn't mean you're losing. You can be down there, control the head, manage the distance, save your energy, and ultimately get out to safety when the opportunity presents itself.
Gracie, last time you were on, I said it was the greatest appearance we've ever done on television. I take that back. That was number 2. This is number 1. Thanks for your time. We really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Dan.
Ladies, don't miss our upcoming free women's self-defense seminar at Gracie University in Torrance, California, and at select certified training centers around the world. Absolutely no experience necessary, but you must pre-register at graciegirls.com.